Hello guys, thanks for joining me. I'm not going to be speaking too loudly. I'm in my local art gallery. I'm having a look at my favorite Scottish artist. There's an exhibition here, and it's William Gillies. And that's the man there himself, painted in 1940, so he would have been about 42. Gillies was born in 1898, and he died in, I think, about 1973. And as I say, he's one of my favorite artists. And there's a little watercolor here, Inverness, 1925, so that's a century ago. Could be down by the seashore near somewhere down there. I'm not quite sure exactly where the viewpoint would have been, but you can see the trawl in the back. Anyhow, it's quite a nice exhibition. I've been here a couple of times already, and I do like his artwork there. This one here is Trees on the Tyne in Haddington. That's the town that Gillies was born. I really like that one here. It's Mallaig. It's really atmospheric painting. It's oil. So basically, Gillies was active from the early 1920s up until 1973 when he died, and that's one of his abstracts. I'm not too struck by his abstracts, to be quite honest. That one is Edinburgh. He used to live in Edinburgh, and that was the view from his house in Edinburgh. As I say, he painted quite a lot of oils, still lifes. He was a lecturer in Edinburgh. He was a member of the Royal Academy. And these two portraits here are of a friend of his, Marjorie Porter. I do like these ones here, vivid red gloves that she's wearing. And these were painted in the mid-1930s. So I'm just, as I say, paying another visit to the exhibition. It's last day. It's been here a couple of months now. That's the Red House. That's the kind of paintings of his I like. Gillies did serve in World War I. He was a soldier for a couple of years, from 1917, I think, to 1919. He was wounded on the Western Front. But a lot of his paintings were painted down in the borders, down in Lothian, near Edinburgh, Pentland Hills. Again, that's one of his abstracts. Not too keen on them, to be quite honest. But I do like his landscapes. And that's one of my favorites there. The mauve landscape, Pentland Hills, has that dead tree. And the Pentland Hills, which are just south of Edinburgh. So as I say, that's one of my favorite paintings here. That's a self-portrait again with his mother and sister Janet. He had two sisters, Emma and Janet. And that's him as an artist in the middle there. That's a self-portrait in pencil. And again, we've got his sister Janet here. Kind of an abstract style. She developed a thyroid problem. She died in, I think, 1960. I think she was born in 1895, so. And that's again his two sisters. The one in the back is Emma. She was the youngest. She died in 1936. And that is Janet, the elder sister. And Gillies, he was the middle child. It's a pencil drawing, kind of reminiscent of Princess Leia in Star Trek, or Star Wars even. But that's a nice full portrait here in oils of his sister Emma. As I say, she had a nervous disposition. She had psychiatric problems, and she died in a asylum in 1936, I think. It has a nice turquoise dress. This one's painted in 1921. And we've got some more abstracts here. And another still life. There's a ceramic squirrel there, which was made by Emma. Emma was a potterer. She did a lot of ceramics even, but didn't quite make it successfully. And we've got two large still lives here. He ended up living in Temple, which is a village south of Edinburgh. I think he moved there in about 1939, and then he stayed there up until he died in, as I said, about 1973. And these are personal items of his. He's got photographs and his drawing kit, the camera that he used. Did a lot of traveling around Scotland. That's his drawing paint box. And all his sketchbooks. There's a picture of him at his easel and painting a painting. And there's a lot of memorabilia in here, a lot of personal items. That figure there is in a lot of his paintings. That's ceramic figure there. He was influenced by a lot of the Cubist artwork that came out of Europe. As I said, he was a soldier, and that was the only time really he went abroad, except for a short while after the war, when he went to Italy and France. Spent some time in Paris. And then, as I said, his sister was a potterer, and she did all these items here.
This has been, I hope, a byproduct of my own enjoyment of what I perceive, and my great delight in the very act of handling.
So that's a rough copy there.
I must say, I've become a little and frustrated if I let follow for any length of time. Eric shall speak.
And we've got a series of pen and ink drawings.
When obviously he got no potential gain out of it and was rather lost. He told the man it was an obsession, a disease he suffered from, but he would rather not be cured.
So as you can see, a lot of these drawings were done in the Pentland Hills down in Temple. So that's Temple here, the village.
I had always done what I was about official lights, and I continued to do so. Fascinated by the shining effects I got with these lamps. The late 40s and early 50s.
Right, so I'll leave it at that. As I say, I'm going to just go around the exhibition again one last time, just to kind of get the atmosphere. It's quite nice that there's hardly anybody there except that guy in there. So you got the place to myself. I don't think a lot of people nowadays appreciate the old traditional artwork. But I do like these portraits here of his sisters, quite poignant. None of them had a happy life. And there's Emma there now. red coral necklace, that turquoise dress. And here we got a bust of his head. As I say, he became a lecturer in one of the Edinburgh art colleges. So that's the exhibition that we had, 2nd of August to the 27th of September, which is actually tomorrow. But again, I do like some of these landscapes. It's a really moody one with the clouds coming in. You've got the highlands, the sea town with the islands in the back. As I say, I'm not really too keen on the abstracts, but I do like this particular one here. This one was painted in 1935. He was influenced a lot by the Swiss artist Klee, Paul Klee. You can really see that in his work here. And I do like coming to have a closer look at the actual brush strokes on the canvas. So you can see he really kind of did a abstract style of painting. He could actually paint in the academic manner. I mean, he could paint proper, you could call it portraiture. This is the kind of artwork that was popular back in the 1920s and 30s, 40s onwards. And I really do like the free style, the oils on the canvas. And that one would look really nice on my living room wall, I'm sure. I really do like that. So they kind of give you an emotional response to these paintings. And I keep coming back to the one here. Anyhow, that's been nearly quarter of an hour, so I think I'll just leave it here and I'll enjoy the rest of the exhibition by myself here. So anyhow, as always, I guess, thanks for watching and bye for now.